The wail of sirens tore through the stillness of Willow Creek, red and blue lights flashing against the perfect lawns and uniform mailboxes. Eleanor Grayson, the unyielding president of our homeowners association, stood in handcuffs, her face a mix of fury and disbelief as police escorted her to a cruiser. Neighbors watched from their porches, their whispers lost in the chaos. I stood frozen on my driveway, my phone still recording the moment that had unraveled her reign. To understand how it came to this, I need to take you back to the beginning, when I moved into this suburban illusion and met the woman who ruled it like a dictator. I'm Daniel Harper, a cybersecurity consultant who traded city chaos for Willow Creek's promise of tranquility 2 years ago. The neighborhood was flawless. Colonial homes, manicured hedges, and not a single holiday wreath out of season. But beneath the surface lurked Eleanor, 5'4" with a polished auburn bob and a wardrobe of tailored blouses, enforcing HOA rules with a zealot's fervor. Her violation notices were infamous, delivered with a smile as sharp as a blade. My first run-in came days after I settled in. A sharp knock interrupted my Sunday coffee. Eleanor stood at my door, clipboard in hand, her eyes scanning my property like a hawk. "Your garbage bins are visibile from the street," she said, voice clipped. Section 7, Paragraph 3 mandates they be concealed except on pickup day. I glanced at the bins, tucked against my garage, barely noticeable. "I'll move them," I said, keeping my tone even. She thrust a yellow notice at me and left, her heels clicking with purpose. I sensed this was just the opening salvo. Over the next few months, Eleanor's citations piled up. My mailbox was insufficiently neutral, ivory, not the approved beige. My porch planter attracted unauthorized insects. Each complaint was pettier than the last, but I complied, documenting every interaction in a growing file. My job had taught me patience and precision, and I wasn't about to let her bully me into submission. The dynamic shifted when I installed a doorbell camera and a dashcam in my car. Security was second nature to me, but Eleanor saw them as a challenge to her authority. She labeled the doorbell camera intrusive, though it only captured my porch. The dashcam, parked in my driveway, was beyond her control, though she tried, citing an obscure rule about recording de VY I ignored her, and those cameras soon proved invaluable. One sticky June afternoon, I pulled in my driveway to find Eleanor measuring my grass with a ruler, her posture rigid with purpose. My dashcam caught it all, her crouched figure, the glint of the ruler, the smug tilt of her head. I stepped out, forcing a smile. "Eleanor, what's going on?" She stood, brushing her skirt. "Your lawn is 9.7 inches. The limit is 9.5. Expect a notice." I crossed my arms. "You're on my property without permission. That's trespassing. The bylaws only allow inspections from public spaces without 24-hour notice. I've got you on camera. Should I call the police?" Her face tightened, but she backed off, muttering, "This isn't over." It wasn't. From then on, I was her primary target. Notices arrived daily. My wind chimes were disruptive, my car's tire placement aesthetic noncompliance. Neighbors watched our feud with a mix of awe and fear. Eleanor had ruled Willow Creek for years, her power rooted in intimidation. But I had allies. Clara, my retired librarian neighbor, became my sounding board. "She's a tyrant with a rule book," Clara said over lemonade. "Keep your EVY denke, Daniel. She'll trip eventually." The real trouble started when Eleanor's niece, Mia, arrived for the summer. Mia was 10, a bright, restless girl stifled by her aunt's control. I often saw her biking aimlessly, VYing freedom. One Saturday, I was washing my car when Mia stopped by. "Can I help?" she asked, eyes sparkling. I handed her a sponge, and we laughed, splashing water under the sun. Then Eleanor's SUV screeched to a halt. She stormed out, face twisted. "Mia now," she snapped. Mia dropped the sponge, her joy extinguished. Eleanor grabbed her arm. "I told you to avoid strangers." I stepped forward. "I'm no stranger, Eleanor. We're neighbors." She ignored me, dragging Mia to the SUV. Then, Unbelievably, she opened the trunk and started pushing Mia inside. "What are you doing?" I yelled, rushing over. Mia whimpered, "I don't want to go in there." Eleanor's voice was cold. "She's filthy from your car wash. I'm not ruining my seats. It's a short drive." I blocked the trunk. "That's illegal and dangerous." Mia rides in the back seat. "I'm calling 911. Neighbors were watching now, drawn by the shouting. Eleanor, sensing eyes on her, relented, vying Mia into the back door. "Get in," she hissed. As they drove off, Mia's scared face lingered in the rear window. I knew this was bigger than HOA nonsense. Eleanor's revenge was swift. She called an emergency HOA meeting, presenting a litany of my violations, unauthorized cameras, non-compliant lawn decor, and interference in family matters for stopping her with Mia. She proposed Dula $3,000 in fines and threatened legal action. The board, intimidated, approved a Dula $500 fine, which I contested, citing improper notice. Clara texted me after, "Saw she's losing it. Watch your back." Saw. Eleanor's surveillance escalated. She circled my house daily, snapping photos. I caught her on my doorbell camera peering into my windows one night, her shadow eerie in the moonlight. I kept my cameras rolling, certain she'd cross a line. That line came on a humid August afternoon. My doorbell camera alerted me while I worked from home. The feed showed Eleanor and Mia at my door, Eleanor stern, Mia staring at her shoes. I opened the door, smiling tightly. "What's this about?" Eleanor pushed Mia forward. "Mia has something to say." The girl mumbled, "I'm sorry for getting your driveway wet." Her words were scripted, her voice hollow. I knelt. "No worries, Mia. You are awesome." Eleanor's smile was brittle. "We're clearing the air. Mia knows to respect property now." I stood, noting Mia's slumped shoulders. "Everything okay, Mia?" Eleanor cut in. "We're fine. Let's go." I seized the chance. "Eleanor, about the HOA meeting those fines violate the bylaws." Her mask slipped. "Pay up, or face consequences." I held firm. "I've appealed. I expect fairness." Her eyes glinted. "You think you're clever with your cameras. I run this place, Daniel. You'll regret crossing me." I stayed calm. "Is that a threat?" She smirked. "It's a promise." As they walked to her SUV, I followed, phone recording. At the curb, Eleanor opened the trunk and tried forcing Mia inside. Mia sobbed. "It's scary, Aunt Eleanor." Eleanor snapped. "You embarrassed me. This is your punishment." I stepped in, phone up. "Stop. I'm calling 911. Eleanor whirled, saw the phone, and lunged. "Put that down," she screamed, slapping me hard. The sting burned, but my phone caught it all. I dialed. 911. "I'm reporting a woman trying to put a child in her car trunk." I gave the address and Eleanor's description. She panicked, vying Mia into the back seat and speeding off. I jumped in my car, updating the dispatcher as I followed, my dashcam rolling. Eleanor drove recklessly, vying, ignoring a stop sign. Mia's terrified face flashed in her window. At a crowded intersection, traffic trapped her. A police cruiser pulled up, lights blazing. I parked, watching as officers approached. Eleanor gestured frantically, but another cruiser boxed her in. They separated Mia, speaking to her softly. I handed over my footage. The trunk attempts, the slap, the dangerous vying. Clara and other neighbors had called the police, too, backing my account. Eleanor was handcuffed, her expression a mix of shock and rage as she was led to the cruiser. Mia was taken into protective custody, her parent contacted. At the station, I learned Eleanor faced charges of attempted child endangerment, assault, and reckless vying. There were prior complaints about her intimidation, harassment, but no charges until now. My evy denke was ironclad. 2 weeks later, at the preliminary hearing, Eleanor sat rigid in court. The judge denied her attorney's dismissal motion, outlining charges carrying up to 5 years and Dula $20,000 in fines. Bail was set at Dula $50,000, her passport confiscated. "This is absurd," she shouted, earning a rebuke. As she was led away, her eyes met mine, blazing with futile hatred. Willow Creek breathed easier after that. The HOA board, free of Eleanor's shadow, voided my fines and began reforming the bylaws. Mia's parents took her home, grateful but shaken. She hugged me before Leah VYing. "Thanks, Daniel," she whispered. I smiled. "Stay strong, kid. I'm still here, cameras ready, my EVY Denke file updated." Eleanor Grayson, once Willow Creek's tyrant, is gone, her power broken. But I know better than to let my guard down. In a place like this, peace is never guaranteed.